Welcome to Live, Let, Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Myka and Steve.
Hello.
And welcome back to another exciting episode
Of Live,
Let Thrive.
Thrive. What is up, Myka? Man.
I am chilling, Stevie Stacks. How you doing?
Good. You always chilling.
Always chilling, man. Always chilling. Always coasting it. Just coasting it through life. Chilling.
I think you're a little hustling going on too, besides chilling, but it's all good.
It ain't a good hustle if it ain't a hustle you can chill on and make money, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, welcome everybody to your favorite short-term, mid-term, long-term rental podcast in the world, coming at you from Fort Worth and Arlington, Texas. This is episode 280 of Live, Let, Thrive, and we're still chilling and hustling and all that fun stuff.
Let's go, man. Episode 280, the week of Thanksgiving. Turkey Day is coming up, man. So how are things looking on the Stevie Stacks end?
Stevie Stacks end, got stuff all over the place. It's it's we got ups and downs and learning lessons, and I mean that's a big question, right? I can't
love that.
Yeah, I can't just say like someone at work, hey, how you doing? Oh, great, doing good. Yeah, no,
Wait, let's talk about it.
We can dig in deep on this show, man.
Oh, let's go, man.
Well, here's one thing, if we're gonna just start off talking topics, we got a lot of topics today, a lot of subjects to touch on. It was coming down to the wire on these two Houston arbitrages that we had, right?
Mhm.
And our partners in Houston didn't want to renew the lease. They're trying to go up a lot on the rent, and so they're like, "Nah, we're just gonna bounce." And so now we got a problem that many of you arbitragers out there have, is what the F to do with all this furniture everywhere. And so you go do start putting some posts out there in the groups. Like that's what I did. Hey, we got two townhomes full of furniture. Make us an offer. Well, here's a price we think we could let it go for. You can come pick it up, blah blah blah, and Airbnb in the box. If you want to arbitrage these things, you can do that too. So we got tons of tire kickers because each townhome is like 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths worth of stuff, right?
Yeah.
3-story townhome, so that's a lot of fun too. So we got a lot of tire kickers, a lot of people were saying low ballers or trying to make payment arrangements and not paying until January, the first payment, which to me, I'll touch on this little cool thing that Mike Brown taught us. How am I gonna? I'll meet a perfect stranger. He's gonna clear out my house of all this furniture and say he's gonna give me $5,000 for it. Okay. How do I say, okay, just wait till the first payment to January? You know what I'm saying? How do I know that payment's gonna come? And so that was a big hang up. And one thing that Mike Brown told us about was this thing called payit.com, PAYYIT. We're not sponsored by them. You might call them up and say, hey, throw us some money. But it's a app where you can, like, I can send you an invoice. Like I could sell you my car for 10 grand or whatever. And I could say I accept payments. So I send you the invoice, and then you it's between you and Payit how you want to pay the invoice. You know what I'm saying? They can offer you a payment plan. Of course, they're going to check you out and make sure that you have good payment histories and stuff like that, right? And so they'll set you up with a payment plan at an interest rate that you qualify for, and then you start making payments to Payit. Payit cashes me out. They give me my 10 grand. Now there's like a 300 for 10 grand. I think it's a 5% processing fee. So it gives me the option to pass that on to the seller. You know what I'm saying? So
Hell yeah.
$500 processing fee. I could pay it if I wanted to be nice, genuine out of my heart, or I could pass it on to the buyer, and they could pay that $500 processing fee plus whatever they work out payment wise with that Payit app. So I think that's a game changer. Mike Brown taught me that.
I did.
And so that's why I was out there putting it on the site saying I'm selling these arbitrages, all this furniture. We accept payments. And what people are asking, I said, well, you got to pay through this app called Payit. And so that opened up more options. everybody in the world wants to do payments, right? They don't want to come out of pocket a chunk of change. And so if this cool little app gives you that option. And anyways, even that being an incentive, it's becoming a pain to try to get rid of this furniture. And not only with me involved, but my partners down there, my friend Marty, she's like, no, we can't just give it away for nothing. We got to get something out of it, all this stuff. So I've been dealing with that. Today, someone bought one of the units, all the furniture. So that's good. They're picking it up Wednesday. I'm so happy about that. We still got one more unit left. If you're hearing the show, which we're going to be out of there December 1st, hell or high water, right? So if for some reason you hear this show before then and you want to either pick up an arbitrage, which is fully furnished turnkey for $5,000, or you want to buy all that furniture, hit up Stevie Stacks. You know, it's been a grind, but I think I'm gonna get it done. We're coming down to the finish line, but I think we're gonna get it done.
Man, I love pay it. I heard Mike talking about it, but I didn't see how you explained it in depth like that. I definitely see the advantages of that. That's actually a great way to sell a car. Honestly, if you could 15,000 on a truck, man, and you let them set it up through pay it, and you get cashed out immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bro. Yeah, that's a game changer right there. I wonder how the insurance worked though.
Because, well, see, I was always wondering, because the Pace Morby thing, he always talks about that's his famous story. Pace Morby is the guy that does the subject to buying and selling houses, whatever. But he talked about, he came up with the idea because he had an old truck. I mean, it was still in good shape. He wanted $10,000 for it. Nobody wanted to come out of pocket $10,000 for this older truck. And finally he put, accept payments. And someone, they were pounding on his door to buy the truck, right? Because everybody wants to do payments. I always wondered, and he never talked about it online, how the hell did you accept payments? Somebody drives off with your truck. How do you know he's going to keep sending you payments? You know what I'm saying? And so with this payment app, we could sell, higher end stuff.
Yeah.
And accept payments.
This is because, he uses a servicing company. So I was wondering, like, with pay it, like, let's say this person just don't pay these people, man. Like, is pay it
that's on them. Yeah, that's on them. They go after them. Yeah.
So they send them to collections.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a game changer. I love that, bro. Yeah. I had a bad joke with everybody. Yeah, I love that, man. But yeah,
no bad jokes on this show, only good jokes.
yeah. But if they send them to collections, that's what's up. I love that all day. I would do that. Yeah. Oh, that's hella special for the arbitrage game. You can sell.
That's what I was.
Yeah, you can sell a whole arbitrage.
The only thing is the people that have to purchase your stuff through pay it, they have to qualify. You know what I'm saying? So they have to have decent credit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that goes back to the point though.
But someone with bad credit is going to try to buy your stuff on payments just to you. They probably ain't going to pay your ass anyways, right?
Yeah, they won't pay you anyway. But that goes back to the point, if they going to send them to collection, well, somebody with bad credit probably don't give a damn, right? All types of shit in collection. But excuse me. But I don't know. I think I like it though. I like it. I mean, you want someone with good credit buying your stuff anyway. It's just like these arbitrages I'm trying to sell.
Well, I'll sell anything to anybody if they pay me cash money.
Yeah. They pay you cash. But like in a situation where I'm trying to sell off these arbitrages and I might have to still keep my name on the or my company's name on the lease, I want somebody with reputable credit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know about the cash money thing because I don't know. Like if somebody would pay you, say, "Hey man, I'll give you 6 months rent up front, but I got a $300 credit score." You like, what this place gonna look like after this 6 months?
Yeah. Good point.
I don't know though, but I like that idea. I like the concept. I love it.
So, anyways, dumping arbitrages, that's a big problem in our industry, right? And you look at it, hopefully you get into a place, if you're going to do arbitrage, within 4 to 6 months, all the furniture's paid off anyways, and you're just profiting the next half of the year or more. Mm-hmm. And if you're in a 2-year lease, you're going to profit for 1.5 years. So you got to look at it that way too. And that's why on my end, I was like, we can't be too greedy with this furniture, but I had partners involved. And that's the thing. And when you do business with partners, it gets a little It's a little frustrating sometimes, right?
A little tricky.
A little tricky.
Get a little tricky.
We can't just give it away. And so this one guy was really, really trying to work us, man. He's trying to get payments on everything. You know what I'm saying? He was because he was gonna pick him up as arbitrages. And he was dealing with the landlords, trying to get terms, trying to get months free, trying to get lowered rent. I mean, he was working them from all angles, which is great. It's a great way to do it, right? But he was trying to work us too on the furniture, saying, I want to do payments, but I want to start the payments in January. We started talking to him in October, so he wanted it. Of course, his goal, his goal was to get enough money and then just pay us with the money he profited from. That's fine.
Yeah.
But what happens if he ain't profiting, or he just ghosts us and he has,
Puts
what do
you
we
on the
do?
line.
Yeah, what do I do? Go knock on the door, give him my furniture.
For real.
Or as Sean Resiges says that he can't kick out a squatter, but he can remove all the furniture from the place, right?
For real.
But if they're an experienced squatter, they're always going to leave someone at the house. Come on, man. They ain't gonna let nobody walk into that house.
Damn. But I'm gonna have to start using that. If I need to sell a truck or something again, I might have to use that one to pay it. That sounds like a really good idea. Get cashed out. Then you can go get your truck, a new truck or whatever, and let the collections or whoever pay it handle them. I like that idea, man.
Yeah, it's pretty revolutionary for our industry, right?
Yeah, and that's what I love about, and I've always said this, man. That's what I love about this industry, man. It's always something new that can help us out that's going to come to the light. You always say it, man. It's the picks, the people selling the picks and the shovels, man. That's where the money is in this industry, honestly.
Now, we could take it a step further because we provide housing to like a lot of travel nurses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or individuals, coming to town. They want to deal outside of Airbnb. A lot of people are always scared to do that, Now, what if you just sent them a payment? Okay, 3 months at $5,000 a month, whatever the price, or just make up a price. That's $15,000. Go ahead and I'll send you an invoice for the $15,000. You can do the payments month by month and pay it. That way I know I'm gonna get paid because you have iffy credit or whatever. I know I'm gonna get paid for those 3 months, and then you can set up your payment plan with pay it. I'll even give you a little discount since it's a good whatever you work out with them. At least you're getting your full chunk of change with like someone that. with questionable, got a couple dings on there.
Bad credit usually bring rats and roaches. No, I'm playing. But no, I'm joking. But no, you can. That's a good idea. I like that. Yeah, because you imagine you got your 15 bands up front. Get that up front. They're making the payments on it. No. Now, okay. Can you set up pay it? I don't know if I would do that because I would just use something like a veil, right? But I wonder if you could set up pay it to where, like, let's say, are they like? Can you set a time limit on it? Because I know it's between them and pay it, but like, what if they want to extend? You know what I mean? They want to extend past 3 months. They already gave you $15,000. What if they're still paying on that $15,000?
Yeah, maybe that's not maybe their model might not work with the rental industry. Maybe we come up with something called rented or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's dope though. I like that payment method though. You know what I'm saying? It's a fast way to get some cash and move on.
Speaking of cash, I found something cool at one of my arbitrages in Grand Prairie at the house over there.
Yeah.
Somebody left behind a gold money gun.
For real?
Yeah. And it has the $100 bills in there. Of course, they weren't real, but it has like two of these, big fat stacks of $100 bills. And of course, I had to try it out, and I'm shooting money everywhere. And I bring it home, and my girls saw it. This money gun, and anybody that knows anything has been on the interwebs knows what a money gun is usually for, right? You take it to
the right club,
the strip club, and you make it rain. And I would do it with some fake bills, and then I'd run out of that place because they'd probably start taking off those stilettos and trying to kill me. But anyways, I diverged. So yeah, my young girls, oh, what's that? Can we play with it? They started shooting money everywhere in the living room, and the other one dancing around. And I was like, no, okay, give me that back. Give me that back. This is getting out of hand.
We're going down the wrong path of life.
They're making snow angels on the ground on this $100 bills, y'all. And I was just like, yeah, no, we ain't having that.
Oh man.
Nothing wrong with getting that money, but with decent means. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
Man. Always some stuff going on in the short-term rental space, man. You found it pretty good. That's what's up, though.
Pretty good. It's so cool. How you been doing, man, in your
STR
journey?
It's funny. Before the show, we were talking about your boy. We're trying to get these 5 units off. Trying to sell 5 units. Get out of there. After I get these 5 units, I'm gonna try to going heavy on the buying. I've been talking to Jabron and Josh a lot lately. Just coming up with creative ways to buy in Texas. I had my real estate, well, not mine, but my mentor's real estate meetup was this weekend. We were just talking about areas like Grand Prairie, Mansfield, and trying to buy houses out there. So that's mainly been it. Just trying to really get into the buying side. The short-term rental side has been good. I'm just really, man, reservations have gone skyrocketed this month. So I'm like, damn, man, these reservations are skyrocketing. I'm like, it makes you want to keep the units, but I'm like, man, I got to get the hell away from arbitrage, man. But the reservations are up, but just really trying to really buy some more units. And, I got some IRA money sitting around. I'm like, man, I don't want to buy nothing on the market because it's like, especially in Texas, if I do buy something that's on the market, it's going to be in Arkansas because it's just, easier to manage a little bit because it's just if the interest rate's 7%, it can still cash flow. So that's mainly it. Just finding creative ways, trying to find those sub twos and owner finance, man. Send them my way.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, my boy Jabron, our friend Jabron, friend of the show, he actually made a good point the other day. We were all talking. He was like, and another friend of mine, shout out to my guy, Brian. We were at the meetup. They were actually saying, man, there's some risks in sub 2 that we're not really focusing on, which was interesting. I never thought about it. He was like, everyone's doing sub 2 right now. He goes, but the banks are fine with it because everybody's getting paid. He was like, but if the banks start seeing that in more higher fashion, they might start being like, well, hell no. Well, I don't know. Like he might have, I got to find the text, man. He said, I guess he said something about it not being regulated. Let me see. He made a good point. Oh, yeah. He said, most people don't understand these strategies and will eventually cause regulation for those who do. They're also underwriting their deals liberally, which will eventually cause asset instability, aka losses. When the numbers fail to make sense, many will say, oh, well, you can sub to owner finance or Airbnb the property to realize an ROI. It's almost equivalent to an agent saying date the rate, marry the asset. So, yeah, I don't know, man. That's an interesting way to look at it, too, because so many people are getting into it. And then, you start having people who, write bad deals. They don't really know how to, look at things and see if it cash flows, which was an interesting thing. That's why I want to hurry up and get in now. Because you always say it, oversaturation of sub 2. And I think the oversaturation of midterm rentals is coming too. Which I don't think is going to affect too many people because I think a lot of people are too Airbnb dependent. But yeah, it was an interesting conversation we had.
It happens in every industry, man. Oversaturation.
Mm-hmm. But go ahead.
No, the sub 2 stuff's interesting. You go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, you said about sub 2, just things being oversaturated, and you talked about midterm rentals being oversaturated. And I don't know. Like, it's interesting to see. I do think in any business, the strong always survive. The people who are well prepared and planning, they always survive. That's what it seems like. Because I'm interested because in 2 weeks the ban goes into effect in Dallas, so I'm kind of excited about it just to see what's gonna happen. Because like this month, I'm like, damn, this is like second straight month. I'm like, boom, boom, they're hitting, but I'm like, let's see how this is gonna work out because it's gonna get interesting, very interesting. And I told you my wife works for a particular city, in the DFW. So this city, I actually found out they don't have short-term rental regulations. And I'm like crossing my fingers that it doesn't turn into Arlington. They don't have short-term rental regulation, but they do take money, their tax money, straight from Airbnb. I'm like, man, Yeah, it's interesting. I'm like, damn, this has got Arlington written all over it. So,
Well, didn't Plano have a thing? Would have
yeah,
an agreement with Airbnb?
yeah.
But they got
There you
the
go.
brothel took them down.
Yeah,
Brothel took them down.
yeah. So Plano.
The big difference with what automatically makes me think of that city.
Okay.
Because I remember a lot of our friends that were on the Arlington fight live in that city. Yeah. So hopefully they keep it cool, you know.
I don't know, man. Like we got okay. So I manage a unit over in this city, right? And we got a weird message. This guy sends us a message on Airbnb. It said, "Hey, there's like 10 cars out in front of your house." And I'm like, at this point in time, they sent the message, but we had like a midterm rental against the insurance client in there. So I'm like, no. And then the owner of the house, she's on the Airbnb side. She texts and she goes, "I don't think we have no cars." She's like, "I looked at the cameras, there's no cars." I'm like, I think this guy's fishing for information. So I had them reply. I was like, "No, we don't have anything like that." And he goes, "Oh, well, you must be the one on this street." So he's like hitting up these Airbnb people trying to find out where I'm like, oh, that's what he's doing. So, and then we found out today, my wife came home. She was like, yeah, there's no regulations there. But she was like, so if someone does, she was like, but the citizens are reporting it. You know what I mean? Because they talked about it today. But this time we got somebody on the inside. So we're good. Shit goes sideways. You're ready to roll. So we're ready to roll. But wife was giving the breakdown. She was like, yeah, there ain't no, she said, there's no regulations. Those people are reporting it though. And I'm like, I need to go back and find that dude's information. Cause yeah, he was like hitting people up, asking them, oh, do you operate on this street? I'm like, the hell? Like some weird type tactic shit. I'm like, but yeah. So every city's got to deal with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's always those people who he's probably some older dude just fishing bored on the internet.
I've gotten those messages before from like someone in the apartment complex.
Oh, really?
But they'll straight up send like a request, like all the way out. Like, okay, right now we're in November. They'll send like a request for July. They want to stay a week in July or something, far out,
so they can cancel.
I'm like, yeah, what's this? It was not. It's more of a asking a question, but they have the dates and what I'm saying, inquiry, but it's not like they're trying to book,
Okay.
And so I'll see the message and it's a long message. Hey, so and so, is making a lot of noise in your place and blah blah blah. Let's start. I know you're doing that Airbnb, and it's cool, but could you just please have them, keep it down? I think they have, and whatever. So we get someone that's messaging like that at the place,
I've got.
See, they're savvy enough to find you.
Yeah,
they're savvy enough to find you. I know. I just recently in Grand Prairie. I just recently re-upped because the year expired. In Grand Prairie, they charge like $450 each year to renew your permit, right? And so I met with the code enforcement. You have to do it all from scratch again. You know what I'm saying? So I met with the code enforcement over there. He's a cool dude. I know him by my name. Because we had like 4 houses already over there. And he just asking me questions. He had to check the fire, the fire detector, the smoke detectors, and he did ask for a carbon monoxide one, and he checked that. We had one there, but I didn't know that was like a thing now. And so, and he checked the maps. He's supposed to make a map of all the exits out of the house and all that shit. And so one thing he said, okay, you need to make a map of the parking, but you have to put on there no curb parking or you will be fined or something like that. He had to make this statement and put it inside the map of the parking of the driveway, right? You can't park you can't park on the curb and you can't cover the sidewalk. So how part of your driveway is sidewalk?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's neighbors parks over that shit, right? Like,
yeah, that's impossible, dude.
That's it.
That's
you can't
crazy.
fit all your cars and not cover that thing. But anyway, it's for Airbnbs, it's a bit more strict, right?
Yeah.
And so, no, he's a cool dude and all. And he was just saying, because I said, I put in for the I said 2 of my houses are still like on long-term tenants, right? There's still long-term tenants there, so they're not going to be, I'm not going to need to re-up they've expired, right, during their long-term stay. But I said, they're not leaving till like January, so I don't really need to redo it in November, do I? And he said, oh, okay, which ones were they? And he wrote them down. He said, yeah, I'll just put it on the database that those are long terms right now. He said, just don't advertise them as short terms anymore, because that'll trigger our system. Yeah, it'll send an alert to all my officers. And I was like, no, they're on. It goes, right now they're still on the sites, but I have them at 31 days plus, because I'm just, I got this long stay. And so I guess they still using software that shoots them alerts if these properties that don't have permits are doing under 31 days in Grand Prairie for some reason. Yeah. And so, but he's really cool about it. He said, yeah, you can just wait till they leave, and then I'll come over there and inspect those houses, and we can get them short-term again.
And I have a question on that. When you do have like an insurance client in there, are you going into like Airbnb and setting your calendar up for 30 plus days after that?
With those I did, because they expired, because they were going to expire. And not, okay. But I always do, like, if they say they're leaving December 15th, I always put it at least 1 month extra. I block off an extra month just so they'll have, they can book that extra month afterwards.
You know what though, Steve, you might be onto something, man. If we do have people staying midterm, right? Instead of, maybe we should be putting our calendar to 30 plus days. So then when someone does want to rebook, because I always block mine off too, because I only keep it open if they don't give me a 30-day. If they give me a 30-day notice, then I open it. But if they don't, I block it, right? So it might be a good idea to just put 30 days only for that time period. Just 30 days only while they're in there. And then once it start getting ticking kind of close, open it back up. That's a good idea. I never thought to do that.
Yeah.
You might get some bites on that, because I mean,
some long stays.
Yeah, because I heard Airbnb, like let's say someone is looking for 30 plus days. I've heard that they do rank those people higher, and that's how a lot of people are able to get 30 plus days, because they're in that category of, hey, you can only stay 30 plus days, right? And also that also limits their calendar to where no one's booking them. I think you talked about that a couple episodes ago, right? They're not getting booked for a week next month because the calendar's 30 plus days, so they're more likely to appear in that search.
Yeah, because we have some that are strictly 30 days plus rentals, right? And it always seems like when it's a little nerve-wracking, but it seems like always like a couple weeks away, someone will finally book a long stay, you know what I'm saying, before that one ends. And I'm cool with it, because even if the ones that, and it's happened before, we're like, oh, can we extend? I'm like, yeah, someone already booked it. You told us you weren't going to extend. You didn't let us know. But I'm still happy anyway. I mean, it sucks for them, but I'm still happy anyways, because I already got another 3-month booking after that, instead of just maybe a 1-month extension. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like that. Because it's funny. Someone just said before we hopped on the cast, someone texted us saying, hey, can I extend? The insurance guy. Speaking of the insurance client, right? By the way, this dude's like some high-end guy at like American Airlines, or one of them works for you, but he's like makes like $200,000 a year doing something. I don't know what he does.
Kissing ass.
Huh?
Kissing ass.
He kissed his ass. He kissed his ass the way to the top. But so the other day he texted me, because any of my direct people, they can text my our line, right? So he texts the line, and he goes, "Man, my car got stolen." I'm like, "Fuck." So the first thing I do, and I hit up our boy Mike Brown. I'm like, "Mike, bro, we got to get the hell out of these units, man." I'm like, because like the place is it's dead at night. It's a cemetery at night. It's all this parking available. So they kicked out a bunch of people. But there's people who complain like, yo, this ain't the best neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them type of units, right? Far North Dallas, and it ain't in far North Dallas no more. It's something else, but so the dude texts, he says, my car got stolen. So I'm like, damn, man. So I chat GPT'd up a message real quick, shot it back out to him. And he's like, oh, man, thank you. I chat GPT the message to the management complex, shot that out to him, matter of seconds. So I love chat GPT. So boom, they're all looking for it. He texts me back probably like 4 hours later. He's like, man, I'm sorry, man. I got my car back. I'm like, man, what happened? He goes, they towed it. He was like, I didn't use the parking pass you gave me. I was like, damn. So I had to tell him, like, Mike, yeah, never mind. I'm like, we're good. Yeah, so always something, man. Always something. Because we had people getting their cars stolen at this complex. I had a person get their car stolen, person get their car broken into. Had a couple people get their car towed, and then one person actually got their car, what's it called? They took it off. What's the little thing that everybody's making money off of with the car?
Oh, the catalytic
converter. Yeah, man. You see them people out of Houston?
A hot rod.
Yeah, bro. You see them people out of Houston who had $14.1 million worth of catalytic converters in their backyard. Crazy, bro. That's crazy. I forgot how long they got, but it was like 8 people, man. They had a ring going on, man. So yeah, hide your catalytic converter, man. Golly, I like to get my hands on one. Shit.
The car be sounding like a hot rod after they cut that thing off. What the fuck? That's just crazy. My buddy got his stolen. Broad daylight from his job, man. He went to lunch with some buddies, came back, and his thing was gone. Well, he didn't know until he turned the car on to drive home. Freaking loud as hell. Insurance pays for it. So, I mean, he's not, sucks for a little bit, but insurance covers that shit.
I know. And the crazy part is I'll be watching TikTok, man. They was up here at the Grand Prairie Mall, just like masked up. They were masked up, pulling them bitches. They were doing it fast too. They hop out the car with the drill, off, went off, going to the next. Hopped in the car, pulled them in the car, rolled out. I'm like, dang, these people need to be working for NASCAR. What the hell y'all doing out here? Still in catalytic converters.
Man, that reminds me. Over in old Trophy Club, kind of like a high-end neighborhood over there. Around Keller, south of
Keller's
over there.
high end. Yeah,
Trophy Club's pretty high end over there. Mm-hmm. And my buddy used to live. Well, he still lives there in a different house, but he used to live at this one house. And at night, man, they stole the tires off all these cars down the block. Man, they just knocked them all out, dude. And so he went to his truck in the morning. He had like kind of a big truck. And that thing was sitting on pebbles, man. They left this shit on pebbles. I guess they stacked a couple bricks. And
leave your shit on bricks, man.
And then they just took the air out. Took those fuckers, man. And but they hit up the whole it's like a little sleepy neighborhood. They hit up that whole street, man. I think this was right before Ring cameras were everywhere. But either way, not that you're gonna catch anybody with that. But man, they hit the whole street, man. Took all their tires.
Man, I remember this is back when I first got out of when I first left the Northwest. I went back to Arkansas, and I was living with my uncle in the hood. We lived in Southwest Little Rock. We lived in the hood, man. And this dude, down the street, he had these big ass 30-inch rims on a fucking Chevy, man. Big ass 30, bro, sitting up high, right? Man, one of them young kids came out there one night. Took that shit, had his shit sitting on bricks, had them 30-inch rims gone, bro. He came out the house hot. Bro.
Oh, damn.
I was like, damn, bro, they took your shit over here. So he ended up buying some new ones, and then he took his car and put it in the back. So he had to hide it, so he put it in his mom's backyard, covered it up, so they can't go stealing them. They know there was no more. Got everything in my mama name. Nah, but back in the day.
A cool coincidence though, like a few days later, man, I on Craigslist I found some badass rims over and around Trophy Club. For a good price too.
Nah, they weren't on Trophy Club. They were out here at what's it called, at Trader's Village, man.
Jimmy, I got some rims just like you used to have. Shit.
Yeah, the funny story about that is that's how I started coming to Dallas, man. So my homeboy used to always have rims, And my uncle used to tell us, he's like, man, you know, you can just shoot out 5 hours to Dallas. This is a place called Trader's Village, man. They got everything for cheap. They're like, you can go get some 26-inch rims for like $800. I'm like, man, ain't no way in hell, man. You get no 26-inch rims. I mean, he was like, all 4 of them. I'm like, man, hell no, right? So we, you know, me and my partner, we drove there. We were down here one weekend. We're like, I called my uncle, I'm like, man, what was that place you're talking about? He's like, Trader's Village. We get out there, man. I'm like, yeah, all this shit fell off the back of a truck. I'm talking, they had everything, man. You can go to Trader's Village, get 26-inch rims, brand new stereo system, everything for under $1,500. I was like, oh yeah, this shit's something.
As Pretty Tony would say, I bet that car out there hotter than a firecracker right now.
Oh man, sorry, we got off subject.
Go watch the Mac, y'all. It's a good it's instructional business video movie.
Oh man, funny time, man. Yeah,
but ain't nothing but a car thief. Car thief. Oh man, Pretty Tony.
Oh shit, man.
We got off track.
Sorry about that, y'all.
Back to the Thanksgiving, man. And you mentioned yours are booking like crazy, and yours are 2 bedrooms, right?
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, my 2 bedrooms and up are doing really well for the holidays, but the 1 bedrooms, man, they're not doing very well right now. So
really?
I mean, yeah.
I know why.
Because a family comes to town, right?
There you go.
They don't want us all cram into a 1 bedroom. So yeah, 1 bedrooms. I guess you don't have to jack up the prices on the holidays for 1 bedroom. This is a badass condo. I don't know, man, but mine ain't doing so hot. I mean, they're doing just regular. You know, I thought they'd be like, oh, holidays, people coming to town. No, they're not gonna. Like I said, it's families traveling right now.
Yeah, and that's interesting you say that. See, one good play we should definitely start, and we got to be really, really on top of this. So, like, we know in holidays, 1 bedrooms aren't going to book, right? Like Thanksgiving. Now they might book for New Year, but they might not be the guest you want. Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all that. We might want to just like go hard on midterms during that time, bro. Especially on like 1 bedrooms. I don't have any, but that's what I would suggest to you. Just like start in October. Like, hey, we know family travel's about to go up. Let's start pushing for these 1 bedrooms to get booked for the next 3 months. You know, you might even want to look at, make sure you're profiting, but just discount one to a nurse for 3 months. Take the hit. At least you're making money. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would discount one for 3 months, like especially during like this time. I don't know. How does that look for you?
And I've always been like that. I mean, even if, let's just say, the slow season, even if you got them fully booked, but you're losing a couple $100 a month or $100 a month, I'm cool with that as long as on these hot months I'm making, you know, $1,000, $1,500 a month. Because to me, it's a whole 1 year is like a whole portrait, you know, the whole picture. Yeah. So yeah, there's a couple months you might be, you know, even losing money a few months as long as you keep it like, you know, full. That's cool too. It's just a different. You can't just look at it. Oh, I lost money 1 month. Yeah, but you made $5,000 that other month. Remember, you know, it's all part of it.
Yeah, for real, man. Yeah, because I like that idea. Like, just, you know, try a nurse in there. You know, they are already cheap. So maybe
yeah, and they're not as it's not like COVID times. It's a lot less of them, man.
Really? Like, go ahead.
No, go ahead. About the
I was gonna say, are you not seeing them as much on Furnish Finder?
No, not like before. Yeah. Not like before. I'm seeing a lot of other business type travelers or sometimes a family, but not like before, man. Yeah,
because I'm pulling up mine. There's like the tenant leads I get. These are usually just like people coming for business. Like I think Furnish Finder's done a good job of like really expanding out its clientele. Like I even had one person say, "Hey, we're looking for a place for 2 people. We'll each pay $1,600." So I hopped all over that. I'm like, "Oh shit, for real?" So the business travel, like people traveling as groups, that works out perfect, you know. Yeah. Because even the 2 bedrooms where people are traveling as a small family, that works. Next year, I might think about, I might start decorating my places for Christmas. I remember I've always been against that in the past, but I'm thinking about it. Yeah, just have some like standard, like seasonal pictures for each season. I'm thinking about doing that.
Interesting. Become like Starbucks, right?
Yeah, there you go. They're on top of that. They kill it with that.
So the big story in the STR world. And I like to be the one to say I kind of helped propel this story. It was already a story, but I sent it to our group first, right? To our little WhatsApp group.
Oh,
it's the story about Taylor Swift, the Taylor Swift New Orleans concert. You hear about that?
No. I didn't even know you put it in the group. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was a few days ago.
Okay.
But what happened was this person booked a place, right? And to go see Taylor Swift, going to New Orleans. And she got a decent price or whatever. But then after the fact, the host realized, oh shit, Taylor Swift's coming to town that weekend. And she called the guest up, say, hey, you got to cancel. And you go, why you got to cancel? Well, the prices are too low. I got to raise them. She says she tried to charge her. I'll still let you book, but it's going to be this amount. And it was like 3 times what she already paid for. And she's, it went back and forth. She goes, I'm not going to cancel this and that, told Airbnb. And I'm sure that host is in hot water now, especially since it made the national news and shit, right? So of course I told Mike Brown did a post on it, and then Sean Resijic, after Mike Brown put his, Sean put a big post on it, and he's done a few reels on how to get, maximize your profits legally without doing some shady stuff like that, because I'm sure
it's all gonna be shady. It's just you don't get in trouble for it. I already know what I would have done. I would have just been like,
a plumbing problem.
There you go. Man, we got a leak. House is down for 3 months. Open up that second listing. Oh man, these people are thinking we're horrible, but I ain't never done that, but I've seen people do it. So
wink, wink.
No, I mean, there's plenty of legal ways on Airbnb. I mean, now, shit. The Airbnb took away that thing for them about bribing for reviews, man. So basically, I think I told the story. Like, a guest asked me for money. I said no because I had no pictures. They left a 1-star review immediately after I said no for the money. I called Airbnb multiple times, and they said, well, we can't take it down. It's the guest experience. I'm like, she asked for money in your system. He was like, yeah, but we can't prove that she was trying to be bribed. I was like, she asked for money. I said no. I said, where's the pictures? Nothing. So I think we talked about it last week. They're going towards the guests for a while till the hosts get pissed off, and then they'll hop back on the host side. I think that's how they playing it. I think that's how Airbnb plays, and it works. We all get our money. They pay us in money. We bend over backwards for them and get screwed in the long run. But it works.
Style, yeah. So I was gonna ask you this.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, TripAdvisor isn't linking with our pricing software, and so we're pricing the prices higher on TripAdvisor because of that fact. It's not syncing up with Hospitable or actually we can put them in there in Hospitable, but it's not linking up with our Price Lab software or anything like that. So there's been occasions when they're gonna book Christmas, right? It's not a high price like we have it on the other, Airbnb, VRBO, whatever, and they're getting it at a lower price, and we're like, what the hell, and my VAs are catching it. Goes, no, don't accept that or cancel that one, because I guess there's no real penalty right now on TripAdvisor for you declining people or canceling people, stuff like that.
They do have an acceptance rate, but go ahead.
Yeah, you have an acceptance rate. But it's been these bookings have been coming through, like someone trying to book New Year's. If you want to have yourself a party house, TripAdvisor all day. They don't get that Airbnb, rules where you can't book on Halloween or you can't book on New Year's one night. If you want to have yourself a party house, it's all TripAdvisor all day. But anyways, so it's not syncing up. I thought you might know something about that, how to get it to sync.
I don't have Hospitable, right? So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to get with Hospitable, because Hospitable is the one pushing it out to Trip. Your link is between Hospitable and TripAdvisor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get with Hospitable, because Hospitable should be able to push it out to TripAdvisor. So me, with the PMP that I use, they push all my pricing directly from Price Labs pushes it to my PMP. My PMP pushes it to the rest of the channels, to Airbnb, TripAdvisor. Well, I don't get pushed to TripAdvisor because I have the same issue, because I don't have 15 properties with them. So on mine, with my PMP, you can use TripAdvisor. You can use my PMP, and if you have 15 properties, it'll automatically push it to TripAdvisor. So you got to get with Hospitable on that. So you got to let them work out the kinks, man. You got to be patient with them and let them work out the kinks.
Yeah, and you have Guesty, right?
I have one that I'm not going to say.
Oh,
not getting paid, so I use one.
Okay, no worries.
Hell no, I ain't using no damn Guesty. I'll tell you that. No, but nah. Yeah.
So coming full circle here, we're talking about saturation in every part and every aspect of this business, right? Even guru saturation right now. I'm never protesting, saying that we are gurus. We're in the space. We live it, breathe it. We've been giving away free advice forever. A guru is someone that sells you shit.
Not a guru, or it's just a salesman.
Yeah, exactly. What's the difference?
The funny thing is, I saw at the Tony Robbins event, I saw someone y'all would call a guru, who has a lot of short-term rental Airbnb commercials. I ain't gonna say his name, but he was there. I'll tell you off air. Okay. He tried to get on the podcast. But yeah, I'll go ahead.
No. So the guru space is pretty saturated. Midterms, like you said, saturated. Short terms, that's been saturated. But it always goes back to this, and like who got rich during the gold rush. We always talk about that, right?
Yeah,
it's the people selling the picks and the shovels, and so I've and you've helped me come up with some good ideas. Like, for example, you asked the other day, where do you go to find people that can go check on your cleanings, right? You want to have like a QA, QC, whatever, quality control. And so I like to go to GoDaddy, and I was like, I started me a little website. and so my news in town this month, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna start this website. If you want to, because he's doing a few of the cleanings himself, and going in there and checking out our places, making sure they're all good, doing fixes. He fixed, those stupid doors on the rollers that always jack up. You know what I'm saying? Those old school, that folding doors and the closet doors that always come off the rails. Oh my God, I hate those things so much.
I pulled the shit out. Go ahead.
Yeah. All those old houses have them. And so he went and repaired one of those today. He's doing all these things, and I'm like, when you gave me that idea, I was like, well, while you're here, I'll start up this little company, I'm calling it cleaningchecker.com. And you can go check out some people's cleanings to see how it is. And it's just coming up with ideas, like, because there's so many Airbnb, there's so many STRs, MTRs, all this stuff. And then remote hosts, remote Airbnbers, remote everything. So they can't go and check on these cleanings. And so they won't know until they get dinged on a cleaning, like, oh, they didn't do this or whatever, they didn't watch this, whatever. But that's why every single company you could imagine does QC, QA, QC, whatever you want. QI. Yeah, every company does it, right? Mm-hmm. And almost every company does like secret shoppers at their business, and they're always trying to. You got to keep eyeballs on your business, right? Yep. It's anything. Well, the cat's away, the mice will play. I mean, and so I'm gonna test the waters with that, see how it goes. And another website I own, Trash B&B, I'm gonna go forward with that too, because there's still not 100%, answer for people with houses that need trash to be taken away and dumped somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That it's not, they don't want to pay hundreds of dollars to the big companies to do it, whatever. So I'm these peripherals, I'm really, because there's so much saturation right now on all these different levels, and we're not trying to scare you from doing it, but you got to figure out different plays in this game, to stay in the game. You can't just, let's just say you're a soccer player and you can only kick the ball, from 10 yards away with your right foot. You gotta learn how to do other skills too. Or a basketball player, you're just gonna play offense like Harden. You gotta learn other skills.
And he's losing his shit at that. But
and so it's just you gotta learn different skills, right? Skill sets. You gotta learn different things in business. And so I'm trying these different peripherals. And because I mean, why not? We're in the industry, we know people, and we can relate. We've done it. We got our hands dirty doing this business. So I thought, I'm starting these things on the side to see if I can help out. Take advantage of the saturation. There's going to be a lot of people with problems. I'm trying to solve these problems for them.
You want to go in on that QA/QC? Holla at me, because I after I posted in the groups, because I posted in a few groups. I just posted it on LinkedIn, and I'm getting some pretty good hits off of it. I messed up and said it's a remote position. Didn't realize it needs to be considered on site so people in that area can do it. But I found a way you can get a lot of applicants doing that. So yeah, man, I like that idea too, because if you don't want to control the cleanings, how about you control the assurance of them? Then you can. It's gonna sound messed up, but you really could start doing that, and then like how the city does it, right? The city knows every single business that has a store, any place that has a storefront, right? And they all have ratings. That it's public information, but most people don't look at it. They have a rating for their kitchen. Like, if you've seen most people's ratings for their kitchens, you probably wouldn't eat there, but it's public information. People just don't look at it, right? So how about we had a QA/QC for cleanings? And then we know which cleaning companies are the best and which ones are mid-tier. It's just like the Better Business Bureau for cleaning companies. I would love to have that. Then the good ones rise to the top. The shitty ones, take that dive down. Because one of your biggest complaints has always been, man, the head cleaner comes in, do an excellent job. They send the backup, and they just don't do as well. So, and let that be the cleaning reputation. I like that idea, man. I love it. Get a QA/QC in there.
The Myka and Steve list.
Oh man, the LLT list.
LLT list.
Oh man. Now we got to talk after the show.
For real, man.
See, I like that cleaning list. I'm writing that one down.
So I'm always thinking of how we can do. You love that B2B all day, Myka.
Yeah, straight up, man. Like, if we had like a way to because hosts, we don't have time to sit there and rate cleaners. We either hiring them or letting them go. But if there was like a database where we'd be like, yo, these are the good cleaning companies. They show up every time. Boom, boom, boom. Then you can start putting the bad one. I don't want to do this, but you put the bad ones out of business. Simple as that.
That's what, man. Ooh, man. Those things are powerful. Those like the Angie's List or the even what are the ones that you for the restaurants and all that stuff? What are those ones that
I don't know. I know there's a Better Business Bureau, Angie's List, Yelp.
Yelp.
Big
time.
Yeah, Yelp. Yeah, go ahead.
Because I went scorched earth. I'm sure you've done it too. I'll leave good reviews where good reviews are warranted, right?
Yeah.
But this company that we used to have, the American Home Shield, used to have all of my houses, they stopped paying out. They're charging me $100 a month, and then they charge you $100 to come out, and then they deny everything. That's where their business model went to, right? So I was like, why am I paying for this? All this money I'm paying for you guys, and then when I pay you to come out, I could have fixed it with my handyman. You know what I'm saying? And y'all kept denying, and so they sent the last straw. They sent some dude out, and I was at work. My wife was here. And she could see out the window where, he went in there, and he was kind of young kid. He was rude, disrespectful. And he went out there and he took apart he unplugged the AC, or turned you take the, what's it called? The thing out. So the electricity,
Yeah.
The few, whatever the hell,
yeah.
Take the thing out, and it turns off the AC. And he looked at it. I think he opened it. He might've opened it and just looked at it, and then he left everything like that. Right. This is middle of summertime, hot as hell. And this was the previous summer. So this summer, this summer would have killed everybody. But the last summer it was hot as fuck. It's Texas, but it was a little more tolerable, but it was still hot as fuck. And so he just left it like that. and I was just trying to call them. They're their number goes straight to the Philippines. They don't have, I'm serious. They don't have any like office front, nothing. This company that American Home Shield came to check out my stuff. Finally got a hold of I guess Home Shield. Oh yeah, they denied it. They said it was your fault because it's broken, whatever. You know how they say it. And I'm like, he didn't even, I said, this dude didn't even look at it, he just left it all like that apart. And he left the breaker thing off, and it just, at least we got some kind of cooling going on. It wasn't 100%, but he left my family like that. I was pissed, dude. I went on Scorched Earth. I went on the Angie's List. I went on BBB. I went on Yelp. I went on anything I could find, and I said I blasted this company. I told Home Shield to send someone else, and of course that other companies, they were nicer, but they denied it too. And so I went Scorched Earth, and I just lit them up on this review. And my title of my review is like, "Do not let Home Shield send these guys out." And I told them their play is just to deny everything because they get the money from Home Shield, and they don't want to fix nothing. So that's their whole play. Because a lot of companies don't even mess with Home Shield. They won't even go out on Home Shield because they're not gonna get no money. But I saw it's an opportunity for someone to make a freaking storefront or an online air conditioner spot that they don't plan on fixing nothing, and they'll just work with Home Shield the whole time and just go out to everybody's house and deny everything. That's a smart freaking play, right? But I blasted them on Home Shield. I blasted them, dude. And there's so many likes and comments after me, and they got like 1 star, half the lowest stars on everything, man. But I just went Scorched Earth on these fools. Hope I put them out of business.
Oh, American Home Shield just got blasted on our Nextdoor app. That's why when you were talking yesterday, some dude went off on Home Shield. They were talking about how bad now what's really bad, because I canceled like 5 houses, right? They're horrible, man. They try to stick you to the contract, man. They're like, well, we can't really cancel. There's a $100 cancellation fee for every month. I'm like, man, fuck you, you're getting shit.
First of all, they said it probably like, well, we cannot cancel. No, I'm not sorry. Sorry. I'm just saying. No, that wasn't even, I was trying to do a Filipino accent. But anyways, I fucked it up. We keep it real. Anyways, yes. So that's what they're just reading scripts. I'm not trying to be a certain way, but they're just reading scripts. They're not from this country, and that's fine. But they're not trying to help. They just read exactly what the script from Home Shield says, deny everything.
Home Shield's trash.
And just, they're trash. I haven't found another good one. I haven't found
man. I think they're all a ripoff at this point.
If you got a good handyman, that's all you need.
So
you think about it. 5 houses, you're paying $500 a month for the service, basically. Right? So, something's going to fall apart. Usually if you have a good handyman, he's going to fix it for a few $100.
Fact.
So...
Home Shield's trash. I agree. And that was me telling everyone to do it. It was working for a long time. Maybe they got too many customers.
No, they
because they just couldn't service it, because they were good for me for like 2 years, man. Then everybody started getting them or something, and then I'm like, they started screwing me. I'm like, okay, I gotta get out, man. Fuck Home Shield. Ain't no.
The investors gave him some calls. Hey, bro, quit approving all these fixes, man. We need to make that money.
Could be, man. Could be. Yeah, they're horrible, man. They're horrible because they were a good solution to if you needed something fixed quick, and it just kind of failed out for sure.
So this has been we're over an hour now, but it was a great show so far. I was gonna say I guess we kind of touched on it. We're saying the art of buying and selling arbitrages, but we kind of touched on that because of the furniture side. But that's a business, man. That was another side business, that is dealing with all the Airbnb furniture, Airbnb furniture exchange. That's another one I'm starting. So I don't know. I'm sure there's other Facebook groups out there and stuff like that, but there's so much of this hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of furniture that's just people don't know what to do with. You know what I'm saying? And here's the problem, because Airbnb is getting into the game. They're listening to a guru and saying, oh, just order all your shit. And they're going to take it over there. They're going to install it for you. People want easy, right? Mm-hmm. People want to hit that easy button. They're going to spend a lot more money. But if you have some kind of service like dealing with the used furniture where you're getting it for dirt cheap or nothing, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these junkers, they charge you money to go take the junk out of your house you want to get rid of, right?
Yeah.
So if you're compiling, some decent furniture and you can go install it at someone's Airbnb for a fraction of the price and still make good money, there's a business there because it's a lot of furniture.
Yeah, there's money to be made in that, selling the used furniture. Some people even renting used furniture.
That's next level.
Yeah, renting used furniture, selling it. It's a lot of picks and shovels that are still out there. Even the handyman thing. You remember that app that we tried to use? They charge you by the hour, but if you need a handyman, he'll come immediately.
I remember that.
Yeah, that app, but it kind of fell to the wayside. Because I had a guy, came out, looked at something and left. Man, I was like, hell no, man. So, being that guy, the middleman, trying to get the end user, it's hard sometimes. But there's still a lot of good opportunities out there, like these cleaning companies that hire randos from in front of Home Depot to do the cleanings for you. And then, don't take responsibility for anything and then try to charge you for every nickel and dime you for every damn thing. So it's a lot of stuff that needs to come to fruition with the short-term rental space. And I think we'll eventually get there. But the trash thing's huge too. Cause I've been having my cleaners just take the trash to the curb right when they get there. That when they leave, just take it to the curb. But if it, sometimes it does have to sit out past trash day, but that if you had like a trash B&B, like you said, that'd be perfect for it,
Trash B&B. Another one, it might not, it seems like it might be something effective at your place. If there were still a lot of cars in the parking lot, right? That one that people got towed and stuff. Some kind of parking valet, like a remote parking valet. All the clubs have valet, all the big clubs, they have valet, parking valets or whatever. But if you can make like some kind of, because a lot of these Airbnbs, they don't have parking, or so if you have like a service that you can service Airbnbers whose places don't have parking, you can go pick up their car, park it at a spot that you can park on, maybe, I don't know, local parking garage or whatever, where people can still go enjoy the Airbnb and not have to go drive offside and not take an Uber to their car. Like, I don't know. That's another idea I was thinking of where it's challenging parking at some certain Airbnb places.
That's a good one. I mean, it's all types of, it's so many picks and shovels right now that's needed, man. Cause it's so many things that are needed in the space and it's not there yet. I think it's going to come, but it's a lot that's needed. Like, even if you had like a valet service, that might be more on the luck side. You know what I mean? And it's still crazy that no one has really figured out how to connect the Turo with the Airbnb yet. You know what I mean? It's still a pain to connect those two. And like, you know what? I think I know the solution to it though. The solution to it needs to be an app. Like, you book this Airbnb. I don't know how you do it. You'd have to create a third-party app, right? You know how Priceline works and Google Travel works, right? If you book a flight, they'll say, "Hey, these rental cars are available in your area." We need like a what's it called? A share economy full-scale site. You book this Airbnb in Grand Prairie. Here's all the all the Turo cars in Grand Prairie that are available. Check it out. Taking even further. Here's all the Uber drivers that drive the Grand Prairie area. Like, if you had that and a full-fledged service, and then the Grand Prairie Uber driver, and check it out. We don't even have to be on the damn app. The Grand Prairie Uber driver is alerted when you land at the airport. He picks you up, take you to the Airbnb. If you had a full-fledged service like that, bro, you would take billions, millions from like these big-ass corporations. Like that, I think that's the way to answer the problem. To answer it, it has to be like a one-stop shop, just like Google does it. Like, that's why Google's dangerous in the vacation rental space, because I think Google can bridge that gap. Like, when they're on these OTAs, like how Google has everything, you can book someone's vacation rental because Google already does it. Google vacation rental, and boom, now you're hooked up with all the rental car services. But let's say the rental car service was now Turo. Yeah. If I was a Turo host, I would be figuring out how to get my shit on Google.
No, that makes so much sense. Like, because to me, just renting a Turo to a random stranger, like, especially if I wanted to get like a Camaro or a Mustang or something cool, just to have me a cool car, but make money for me as well. I've always wanted something like that kind of arrangement. But I'm like, man, it's gonna be these young punks around here wanting to rent it all the time and rag it out. But if it's someone staying at an Airbnb, it's a family. A lot of Europeans or people from South America when they come here, because all their cars are little bitty, one bangers. But they want to come here and rent something. Oh, American Muscle. That's what they want to do, and they're not going to rag it out. They just think it's cool as hell. And they'll send in all these pictures back. Look, I'm in a Mustang. I'm in a Camaro. They think it's really cool, right? Those are the people I want renting my car. And if this family's renting my Airbnbs and they can also rent my cool looking sporty car or whatever, that's a win-win.
No, man. I think that's a huge play. I think that's a huge play because I always gotta tell you, I'm always on Google and I'm just watching how they do stuff, man. Like, even if you're going into an Airbnb, they have a place for you to book a flight. Like, it's just everything streamlined. But yeah, what were we gonna say?
I want to do that, man. I've been on the fence about it so long. I want to do that. I mean, I know I can't create the app and stuff right now because, it costs a lot of money to do something like that on that big scale. But I want to try it out with one of my houses in Grand Prairie. And I want like one of the first 2 pictures to be of the Mustang or of the Camaro, right? Just sitting there all looking pretty and like, if you rent this Airbnb, you get $100 off renting this car or something like that, and they're going to have to rent it through Turo because I don't want to back it with my own insurance and all that stuff. I want to still go through Turo. But if they rent it, the house, what I'm saying, and they want this car, it'll be there waiting for them. Or we can go scoop them up at the airport in it or whatever you want, whatever we decide on, what I'm saying. But I think that would be a great perk.
I think so too. I think you can do it through Google. It's a UX type software where you can link your Airbnb or your short-term rental. You can link it to these Turo drivers. Boom. Or these Turo cars. I'm pretty sure you can do it. See, but if Google, I think Google should get into the car renting space. That would be the more money is because they can insure it as well. You know what I mean? Because I think Google is the dangerous player in that space. Dangerous.
Well, they run the world, so
straight up. And I mean, they're already going to like these conferences, right? And the thing about like Turo, the reason why cars don't get as much is because it's not real estate, right? Cars lose value. But if you start linking those two, I think that's the next power move. Because we've been talking about this for years. We've been doing this podcast for like 6 years, and we ain't found nobody that has done it. And I'm like, I think it's just a lack of software. You need the software. I think Google has the software to do it. Because everyone says, man, I got a Turo with my Airbnb, but the Airbnb people don't want the Turo. They actually want something else, or it's never available. So it's like you got to link it up.
Now, I think Jesse did something like that, though, right?
Who? Jesse who?
Jesse Vasquez.
I'm not sure.
It was somebody that was on that hosted a lot of travel nurses, stuff like that, out of California. And
it was either Jesse or Rafa.
It might have been Rafa. Anyways, they would have a car at the place for the travel nurses to use, right?
Okay.
But it wouldn't be through Turo because he I don't know. Either they took too big of a chunk, or he didn't want it to be a hassle for them. They had to get a Turo app and do all that stuff. So he made it where they could rent it from him directly, and he had to go and get a car insurance place to draw him up a special type insurance for him to do that. He said it costs a lot of money for that type of insurance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, commercial.
But yeah, so he was he had to do that, and in order to get to rent something that he could have for travel nurses. But I'm cool with people renting it through Turo, since it is becoming a bit more popular now than it was back then. And so I think a lot more people are hip to Turo. So I'm gonna try that at one of my houses, and I'm gonna get my cool Camaro I could use, sometimes too, for business purposes only.
That's an interesting play right there, man. I want to see. Let me know how that works, because I'm interested in doing something like that, man. Like, I really want to see how you can mesh those two together. Because I mean, man, I think there's a lot of money to be made in that. Or even if you just linked up with all. That's what I was saying. Like, if you had the software to just link your short-term rental property to all the Turo hosts, right? So like, hey, they select the dates, they book the Airbnb, boom, now you're shot over. Hey, do you need a rental car? They push yes, bam, all the rental cars in that area off Turo come up. It's just that's how TripAdvisor gets all their flow. It's through Google.
Kayak does that too. They want to rent you the car, the hotel, and the flight. They want to do all three for you.
And all they're doing is using the different services. I think that's where the hotel industry makes a lot of their money, right? They keep Airbnb out of that space. Like, bro, you ain't coming to Google. They got the guns up. Like, you ain't coming over here. And so, but the smart hosts are on Google because they know how to. I'm not about to be controlled by Airbnb. And that's another part of Airbnb's downfalls. A lot of hosts are willing to go outside of them. We talk about it all the time. We're willing to go outside of them for our advertising, etc. So, yeah, I think it's a lot of moves. I love that.
Yeah, you got to be able to pivot, man, because saturation comes to every business, every type of business. So it's Airbnb is no exception.
Yeah.
Cool, man. It's been a great show. We touched some cool stuff today. I got really excited. Where can people find us, Myka Man?
Find us on Instagram, TikTok. Send us an email, info@livethatthrive.com, Myka@livethatthrive.com, Steve@livethatthrive.com. Send us a review, rate us, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button below if you're watching on YouTube. And thank you for continuing to be a listener. We are out.
Peace.
Later.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.